Welcome, crew, guys, gals, ghouls, and otherworldly beings. Let's climb aboard the mothership, secure our tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420, colorful Colorado. I'm your ghostess with the mostess, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you're watching live right now, you're watching from YouTube. If you guys don't mind, mosey on over there. Please like and subscribe and give us comments, good, bad, ugly, guests that you'd like to have on, etc. But I just want to wish you a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on the airwaves. It is Halloween weekend, actually Halloween week, the weekend before Halloween. Because this year we have Halloween on Friday. Sorry guys, I had not put up the banner I was wanting to put up. But yeah, it's going to be a good week. On Monday, we're going to go and do some spooky trivia down at the Lost Goat. Used to be the Billy Goat, but now the goat is lost. So yeah, we're going to go do that. That should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. My friend's husband is already practicing his trivia skills. So yeah, hopefully we'll kill it. I definitely want to kill it. But yeah, if you want to listen in your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, feel free to tune in wherever you may listen to your broadcast or podcast. But yes, tonight, instead of trippy TikToks, we're doing spooky TikToks. Trip talks, TikToks, tip talks. What the heck? I can't speak. Man, I was up until 5:30 this morning, trying to save the chickens from some fat ass raccoons. Like every time I go out there, there's a skunk, but the skunk is just going around and trying to get the grains and stuff that I've left on the ground for the chickens. And maybe it'll get eggs. I'm not worried about that. I am worried about my chickens though. I've lost, I believe, I want to say 6 already. 6 or 7, so that's not good. I hate losing my chickens. They're like my pets. Yes, if it came to it and the world was ending, yes, I would have to eat them. But otherwise, I just want their eggs. The eggs is what I want. All right, so let's head on over to check out some of our trippy, creepy, spooky TikToks. And maybe I can make it a bit bigger. It's like, can I get rid of this? Why is this here? I don't want it. I don't want it.
Did you know that Halloween began over 2,000 years ago with an ancient Celtic festival called Samhain? The Celts believed that on the night of October 31st, the barrier between the living and the dead grew thin, allowing spirits to walk the earth. To protect themselves, people lit massive bonfires and wore frightening masks to confuse the wandering souls. They believed disguises would keep the dead from recognizing them, and offerings of food were left outside homes to satisfy restless spirits. When Christianity spread, the church tried to replace Samhain with All Saints' Day, calling the night before it All Hallows' Eve, which over time became Halloween. Traditions like carving jack-o'-lanterns came from Irish folklore about Stingy Jack, a man doomed to wander the earth with only a hollowed-out turnip glowing with fire. When Irish immigrants came to America, they discovered pumpkins bigger and easier to carve, and the tradition stuck. Trick-or-treating also has deep roots, tied to old practices of children going door to door, offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food. Today, we see Halloween as costumes, candy, and haunted houses, but at its core, it began as a night of fear when the dead were thought to roam among the living. Did you know that Halloween
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Something not want us to see this one? Come on now. Work with me, people.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Come on. Well, we should be worried, it says. Are you worried? I'm a bit worried. Oh.
This mysterious object has completely shattered the narrative NASA's been feeding us for months. This wasn't a diplomatic statement or scientific debate. China's space program just publicly declared that Atlas is exhibiting capabilities NASA keeps denying exist. They released tracking data showing impossible maneuvers. They shared observations of technology that shouldn't be there. And they warned the world to prepare for something NASA insists won't happen. But here's what makes this absolutely explosive. Within hours, Russia backed China's warning, then India, then Japan. One by one, space agencies across the globe started supporting China's assessment while NASA maintains complete radio silence. Either the entire international space community is participating in mass delusion about Atlas's capabilities, or NASA has been lying to us. And based on what China just revealed, it's becoming very clear which scenario is true. The geopolitical space race just revealed something both superpowers have been tracking differently. China decided the world deserves to know. NASA decided we should stay in the dark. Let's get straight to what China observed about Atlas, because their findings are absolutely mind-blowing and completely contradict everything NASA has told us. China's deep space tracking network captured Atlas performing maneuvers that should be physically impossible for a natural object. Over a 48-hour observation period, Atlas decelerated by 5,000 Mach, held a stable position in space for 6 hours, then accelerated back to its original velocity. Think about what that means. Comets don't hit the brakes. Asteroids don't pause mid-flight. Natural space objects follow predictable paths determined by gravity and momentum. Atlas is actively controlling its movement. Like a spacecraft navigating through our solar system, a propulsion expert analyzing China's data made it simple. What they documented is powered flight. No question about it. The acceleration profiles, the velocity changes, the ability to maintain station keeping. All of this requires engines. Advanced engines using technology we can barely comprehend.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record a December 30th, 2005 essay written by Mr. John Dean entitled George W. Bush as the New Richard Nixon, both wiretapped illegally and impeachably.
Without objection.
Mr. Dean, how many American presidents?
We want creepy, spooky. That's what we're here for.
Loud knock suddenly echoes through the room, perfectly timed with their attempt to ask questions. The boys freeze in shock. Was something trying to make its presence known? Mully decides to step outside to check if someone might be playing a prank. But to his astonishment, he discovers a sealed-off area that would have been nearly impossible for anyone to access. There was no way someone could have been there just moments before. The knock, Mully concludes, must have been something paranormal. With this chilling realization, he heads back inside to rejoin the group, where they continue their attempts to communicate using the spirit talker. While they receive a few responses, nothing particularly significant comes through. Eager for more concrete evidence, they decide to push the boundaries by splitting into two teams, each assigned to different rooms. Josh and Eddie choose the children's room, a space rumored to be haunted by a ghost named Joshua. And that's when the creepy occurrences intensify.
It's just been going off on her.
Has it?
Since you turned it on, yeah. Do you want to put it on the chair maybe so you can see it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's going off even when you put it over here.
Put that one next to you, and then put this one up front.
was that? That was...
No.
That. That was...
No.
That was on the other side of that door.
No, you know what? They're probably with us.
I don't think so.
No, that was a knock on the other side of that door.
That was on the other side of that door, like, the door moved.
Wait. There was...
A stomp out there.
No, it wasn't a stomp.
It was three footsteps.
It was 3 or 4 footsteps coming from that direction up the stairs.
I think it was intruders or somewhere across the stairs. Not up the stairs.
What? Something hit that door. The door moved.
Okay.
What the f***, man? Holy shit, my heart's beating out of my f***ing chest.
Wait.
Dude, something hit that door. I'm freezing the f*** out. Eddie, I don't want to be up here anymore.
Bro.
A loud knock suddenly pierces the silence, coming from the other side of the door. At first, they assume it's the other boys messing with them, but camera footage from the downstairs room confirms that everyone else was there when the knock occurred. It couldn't have been a prank. It was something unexplainable. Though clearly unsettled, Josh and Eddie muster their courage and decide to investigate further, hoping to capture more proof on camera. And that's exactly when things take an even more chilling turn.
Eddie, I don't want to be up here anymore.
Bro.
What's the secret? Is that you, Joshua? Well, should we ask some questions and then read some stories?
Sure. Something just went up here.
It's kitten nuggets.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Joshua, is that you?
Too much work. Wow, guys.
It is. It's okay. Joshua, is that you? It is. It's okay.
Just as they asked if Joshua was present, a loud knock echoed once again from the same door, as if confirming his presence. The boys screamed, clearly terrified by the escalating events. Thankfully, a camera positioned in another room captured the moment. The footage confirmed there was no one near the door who could have caused the sound. What's even more intriguing is that, at the exact moment of the knock, an orb can be seen fluttering through the room. For those unfamiliar, orbs are often considered signs of unseen presences, like ghostly figures. This could very well be evidence of something paranormal.
No, man. That's Joshua. He's shy. No, bro. No.
No, bro.
No, man. I don't want to be here anymore, dude. Like,
No, we have to.
I'm gonna freak the f*** out, man. Like, that's f***ed up, dude. That's really f***ed up.
He said he's shy.
I know. I just,
Dude, I've literally struck up
this could be a random f***ing word that something just said on France. F*** off.
It's okay.
No, it's not. Immersion.
That's like the worst thing I've ever
I'm gonna turn this
experienced.
thing off. That is. Should we open that door? No. I don't know.
Okay. It's fine.
It's just okay. Listen, people are gonna say that shit is rigged. I'm telling you right now, the other boys are in a room downstairs.
No one can open that. Like they don't.
All the security cameras too.
We have all the security cameras showing where the boys are at the exact same time that this is happening right here.
They don't open that door.
Okay, let's just try one more thing.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Chills ran down their spines as the unsettling realization sank in. Something was definitely wrong. Despite their fear, they decided to gather their courage and attempt to make contact with Joshua once more. This time, they chose a unique approach, reading a book aloud. According to local lore, Joshua is known to respond to people reading to him. Nervously, they began to read, not knowing what to expect next.
I don't know why are we reading a story, dude?
Because it's obviously Joshua.
He says he's shy.
Josh?
Yeah, but also Joshua, I believe his body was found in there. I'm about to... What was that?
I heard right there.
Just as they began reading, an unexplainable sound echoed through the room. It sounded eerily similar to the hissing they had experienced earlier. Josh quickly put the book away and started asking questions, but it only seemed to make matters worse.
If you like that story, could you maybe do another knock or interact with the red light over there? The other side of the room? What the f*** was that? What? In the f***?
We got to get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dude, that was...
Let's go.
That was like a squeal.
That was a whistle.
There's gotta be some kind of toy out here.
I'm not.
Why would it whistle?
Let's go, bro. Let's get out of here.
A loud, piercing squeal suddenly broke the silence, shocking everyone in the room.
It sounded like a whistle.
It was an unexplainable, unfamiliar sound, something none of them had ever heard in the house before. The group quickly realized they were dealing with a strong, powerful entity. Eddie had had enough. Something felt deeply wrong. He and Josh decided to head downstairs, seeking safety with the rest of the group. When the group reunited, Josh and Eddie shared what they had experienced, leaving everyone in disbelief, especially since they had captured clear proof on camera. The boys continued their investigation throughout the night, pushing through their fear until dawn finally broke. Exhausted and shaken, they left the haunted Hill House with lingering unease. Their experiences, the tap on Molly's shoulder, the eerie hiss, the loud knocks, and the terrifying events in Joshua's room, left a lasting impression on them all. To this day, they remain unsure about what truly happened in the house. However, based on everything they encountered, they could confidently say one thing. Something was undeniably off about that place. The boys knew they were heading to an eerie building, where unexplainable things had happened. But what if something terrifying occurs in a place that seems normal, where thousands of people walk through?
Have you ever heard of the asylum that invented the straitjacket, and where doctors slowly went insane themselves? Welcome to the Utica Psychiatric Center in upstate New York, one of the oldest and most disturbing mental hospitals in America. It opened in 1843, when mental illness was barely understood. At first, it was meant to be a place of healing, but within a few years, it became something far darker. Patients were locked away, chained to walls, and forgotten. The hospital grew so overcrowded that some slept on the floors of hallways surrounded by screams. But here's where things get really disturbing. Doctors here created something called the Utica crib, a wooden box with bars used to restrain patients. It looked like a coffin with a lid. They claimed it was for calming agitation, but many patients never came out alive. And yes, this hospital...
The most terrifying videos on TikTok. If you were easily scared, then this is your opportunity to scroll past. Still with me? This kid keeps telling...
Have you ever...
The most terrifying videos on TikTok. If you were easily scared, then this is your opportunity to scroll past. Still with me? This kid keeps telling her mother there's a guy at the door.
Guy.
Do you want to open the door or you want me to open it?
I want Mommy to open it.
Okay. You may think she means that there is a guy behind the door that she is pointing at. However, behind the door is a child's playroom equipped with a playhouse, which is also equipped with its own ring doorbell. People have far too much money. On January 3rd, 2025, that doorbell camera started to record, which, by the way, only happens if the doorbell has either been pressed or motion has been detected. But when her mother reviewed the footage, this is what she saw.
Watch the hedges whip around. That doll's creepy.
Okay, so who's hiding in the comments, and who saw the doll's hair move?
Emily. Together, they explore the open road, camping across Europe, uncovering hidden gems, tackling eerie hiking trails, and embracing the peace of nature's solitude. Thousands of viewers tune in to follow their journeys, captivated by Lou's unique way of capturing the beauty and unpredictability of life on the road. But one day Lou decided to venture out on her own, and that's when she discovered just how unpredictable the wild can really be. On January 4th, 2023, a rainy day in the woodlands near Pluckley Village, Lou was preparing for another solo camping adventure. Just her van, and the stillness of the forest.
Right, camp is set. I wanted to get everything set up before the rain comes, which is just in the nick of time, I think. But we've got the tarp over there, hammock, obviously, because I'm in the woods there. Very excited to be sleeping in the hammock here. I want to test out some new gear, so I've got my sleeping bags and bits and bobs. If the rain does get bad, I'll probably move the hammock underneath the tarp, even though the hammock copes just fine in the rain. I've used it before in the rain, but it would be nice to have a bigger shelter. But we'll see how we go. I just wanted to get it set and get everything packed away, cameras and stuff, out of the rain, which is coming.
She started her day with a clear sense of purpose, searching for the perfect spot to park her van, set up her hammock, and build a fire. After a short drive, she found an ideal location near a footpath, about a mile from Pluckley Village. What Lou didn't know was that this seemingly peaceful spot lay near the infamous Screaming Woods, a forest long considered one of England's most haunted. The woodlands surrounding Pluckley Village were infamous for their haunting reputation.
What the pluck?
Lou shared an article recounting the story of a notorious highwayman who, after numerous complaints from the villagers, was finally captured. The villagers took justice into their own hands, capturing him and decapitating him. It's said that his vengeful spirit now wanders the woods, with many visitors claiming to have seen his ghost. Since his death, the forest has been plagued by unsettling events, mysterious disappearances, unexplained deaths, and a general sense of unease that lingers among those who dare to enter. But this doesn't deter Lou from camping here. She began by setting up her hammock, the familiar routine grounding her in the solitude of the woods. After a quiet dinner, she settled in to enjoy her dessert, something sweet to end the day. But as she took that first bite, an eerie chill swept through the air.
Pudding is not that glamorous either. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. Cadbury's Pot of Joy. Yogurt, basically. Chocolate yogurt.
Of joy.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's just a train. Is it a bird or is it kids screaming? That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you're able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming.
The stillness of the forest was violently shattered. A sudden gut-churning noise cut through the air, sending a cold shiver racing down Lou's spine. It wasn't just one sound, but a cacophony of them. Children's distant screams, the eerie rumble of a train somewhere, the sharp crack of a gunshot, followed by the spine-tingling howl of owls. The noises seemed to swirl around her, coming from all directions. Yet, there was no one in sight. And that's when an uneasy feeling crept over here, as if she was not alone.
That temperature's definitely dropped now. I've had to put my woolly hat on and everything, but this is ideal. Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff and planes. There's a lot of planes. There's like this weird... Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm tired, so I'm going to let this burn out in a bit, sit here and enjoy a fire for a little while, and then, yeah, head to bed.
After a hasty dinner, Lou gathered her tools and set about starting a fire, using the wood she had chopped earlier. But again, the unsettling feeling that something is wrong lingers. She tells her viewers that she has never been in a forest with so many unsettling noises, and it makes her feel uneasy.
The hammock's really comfy, thank God, so I should sleep well, I would think. Where's my big bean? What was that noise?
It was a low, chilling, and totally unrecognizable sound. Lou's stomach twisted with unease. Every instinct screamed at her to stay put, but curiosity and fear drove her forward. She stepped into the darkness, determined to find out if something or someone was lurking nearby.
This is definitely odd. I've got no idea if you guys heard that or not, but honestly, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. It's not deer. Like, I know what deer sound like. I've spent so much time with deer.
If you know.
Lou froze. Soft, deliberate footsteps echoed through the woods. At first, she thought it was a deer, but the sound felt wrong, too human. Her unease grew with every step. Without thinking, she hurried back to her campfire. After sitting by the campfire for an extra half hour to calm her nerves and listening to the sounds, everything seemed calm again. She decided to settle into her hammock, hoping for a good night's sleep. Little did she know, that's not what she would get.
Something's creeping. It's getting close. And that's biped. Oh my gosh. I have a gun. That's what I'd say. Or a stabby jab jabby knife.
There's been a person or persons. What the fuck? I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now.
As Lou lays in her hammock, footsteps can be heard wandering around her hammock, then suddenly stop, right next to her. Silence hung in the air until another set of footsteps echoed in the dark. Fear gripped her, heart racing, as she lay there, terrified, praying for dawn. But the night had other plans. An hour and 20 minutes later, the footsteps returned. Hooting frantically. Something was wrong. Something had stirred the forest into chaos.
I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. That's just the house though. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps. And trains.
Most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera.
Lou was awake and full of adrenaline. The crows shattered the silence, so she decided to wait for the sun to rise. Dawn broke. Lou got out of her hammock and logged in to share her experience with her viewers.
At first, I thought perhaps someone from the footpath had got lost and wandered in. That was the first time at 2 o'clock in the morning. When it happened again at 3 and then again around 3:20, I decided it's definitely not just a lost dog walk out at that silly o'clock. So, yeah, don't know what it was, but there was definitely someone walking around this tent. It was no way was it a deer or a fox or any kind of mammal. The footprints were all wrong. Safe to say, I did not sleep very well at all.
Still haunted by the memory, she admitted she had never encountered anything like it before. While she had faced a few strange situations in the past, this night was different. Its sinister undertones lingered in her mind. Luckily, Lou made it out safely, but as she recounted the chilling events, one question remained unanswered. Who did the footsteps really belong to? Perhaps it's a mystery better left unsolved. And the same can be said about the encounter in the following.
This disturbing video was accidentally captured during a TikTok live stream, and it has already shocked millions of viewers. The man you see here is John, a content creator from the US. He runs a channel where he films himself cleaning old, forgotten gravestones and abandoned cemeteries. He does it completely for free, just out of kindness and respect for those who were left behind. John
That's
always
nice.
brings a small radio with him while he works, just to keep himself company. But during one of his recent live streams, while cleaning the grave of a 5-year-old girl named Mary Saffron, something truly chilling happened. He suddenly heard this through his radio.
What is your name?
My name is John, Mary.
It sounded like the voice of that very same little girl, as if she was trying to thank him. But that's not even the scariest part. Listen to what she said next.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome, little one.
And you might be wondering, why did John stay so calm? Well, this wasn't the first time it happened. He's had other moments where voices from his radio seemed to come from the spirits of the people whose graves he was cleaning. He doesn't see it as something terrifying. In fact, he believes it's their way of showing gratitude, a kind of higher form of thank you.
The scary thing about skinwalkers is that they could be your family, your friends, anyone around you. Now, this is a story I heard from a guy named Jesse. Jesse had just moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and he was pursuing this musical career. He said he got an apartment in downtown, and things were actually going pretty well for him. And he actually got a gig as a guitar player in a pretty large band in the area. So he said, you know, he had just started dating this new girlfriend, and he was enjoying living in the big city, when all of a sudden he gets a phone call from his father. Now, his father, he hadn't heard from in like 10 years. He had like went off on a bender, and he had no idea where he went. So it was, you know, kind of weird to hear from his father. His father tells him, you know, I'm going to come to Tennessee and stay with you for a little bit, if that's all right. Like, I need to get back on my feet. Is that okay? He was reluctant, but was like, okay, yeah, let's get you better and let's bring you here to Tennessee. So his father comes out and moves in with him. After about a week of living in this apartment, he decides to introduce his girlfriend to his father. The girlfriend, she comes over one night, and when she comes through the front door, she sees his father. Now, he said his father, you know, used to wear all of this Native American jewelry and like a talisman that he believed protected him from anything negative. Well, he said immediately as his girlfriend walked in the door, she got really fidgety and nervous, and she acted like she didn't want to be there or talk to his father. And after about 10 or 15 minutes, she's like, you know, I have to leave, I have to go. And she just walks out the door. So Jesse's kind of like, well, what's going on with her? Like, what's up? And he said, for the next couple weeks, right, she didn't want to come over to the house. She didn't want to see his father. She was acting really strange. So he said, a few more months passed and things were going really good with his father. But then he started noticing that his father would go out late at night. He would be gone for the rest of the night. And in the morning, he would find his father in the living room, completely naked. And he started to suspect that maybe his father was back on something. So, he's stressed out about this, and he's stressed out about his girlfriend acting strange. And he said, it was just really, really hard times. Well, he said one night he gets done with the gig and he actually was walking home. Now, at the time, Nashville had a pretty significant snowstorm and there was no one out in the downtown area. And he said he just remembered walking down the streets and it was eerily quiet. There was no one out. And he said that's when he seen in the alleyway next to a restaurant, there was a man standing there. And he said just something seemed off about this person and he felt like something was about to go down. So he started to run. And he said as he took off running, this man started to chase him. And he said all of a sudden this man went from being a man to some sort of half man, half dog-like creature. And he said it was just some ferocious type of creature. And this thing is running after him down the streets of Nashville. And he said he trips in the snow, he falls to the ground, and this thing comes over on top of him and starts smelling him. And he said all of a sudden it turned its head. And he said as he had him, kind of pinned down on the ground, he looked over and he noticed, there was a tattoo on this thing. And it was the exact same tattoo that his dad had on his wrist. And he said this thing just turned and it got up and it took off running down into an alley. And he said at this point, he suspected that whatever this thing was, most likely was his father. And he was now terrified. So he goes back to his apartment. He calls up his girlfriend and he's like, hey, I'm freaking out. Like, this is what just happened with my father. I know you don't believe me, but, something is wrong. His girlfriend comes over and she starts talking to him. And she's like, the reason I've been acting weird is because before you introduced me to your father, I was walking down the street and I seen your father eat a dog. And I didn't know how to tell you that. And I didn't know what you would think or if you would believe me. And so I knew something was off about him. And once he heard this, he was for certain that his dad was whatever this creature was. So him and his girlfriend, they locked themselves in the bedroom. And about 1 a.m., he said all of a sudden he hears the front door open of his apartment and he can hear footsteps coming down the hallway. And then bam, 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 bam. He hears this banging sound on the door. And he hears his father screaming, yelling at him to come out, to get out of the bedroom right now. And he's like, no, I'm not coming out. And he's like, you don't understand. She's a skinwalker. You need to get out of there now. And he said that's when he turned and he looked behind him and he seen his girlfriend was no longer his girlfriend, but the same creature that he had seen on the streets. And so he ran out the door and he said his father did some kind of ceremony and whatever this was took off out of the apartment and he never seen it again.
Watch this, y'all. This man, he called his boss asking him, why didn't y'all tell me they had a new employee, right? He constantly looking back, right? He talking to somebody, right? Just watch, this is creepy. Look, having a whole conversation with somebody, right? Saying that somebody came and he dapping that person off and everything. Now see, look, y'all see when he dapped them off, look what happened. He dapped them off. You see that shadow? And then the shadow goes over here and he pulling the chair out for him. He swore to God he sat there and had a whole conversation with this person. He moved over talking to him and everything.
In this video, a security guard is left confused when he learns of a new employee he wasn't informed about. However, when he's shown the security footage capturing his perceived interaction with the new employee, he discovers something pretty terrifying.
Hey, watch.
His most terrifying experience while solo camping unfolds. Let's dive into it. Jake began his ascent to the top of the mountain, where he planned to set up camp for the night. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, just pure, beautiful nature surrounding him. That is, until he reached his campsite, when things started to become a little unusual around him. However, Jake didn't notice the branch snapping until he got home and started editing the footage. At that moment, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, nothing that would raise any concern. He finishes setting up camp, and by the time he's done, night has fallen. The forest is swallowed by darkness, and an unsettling stillness begins to take hold.
That way, cannot see a thing. And I don't think I was recording earlier, but something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling. But up that way, a couple miles, there is a camp, but I don't think anybody's hiking this way back down.
Jake had noticed another camp farther up the mountain, but didn't think much of it at first. Nothing seemed suspicious, that is, until something happened much closer to where he was. Jake is on edge now, but could something really be out there, messing with him this far up in the mountains? Despite the fear running through his body, he decides to check out what could be roaming the forest, disturbing his night of camping.
And that's when I stand up and I just shine the forest. Of course the noise has stopped, and I'm guessing whoever it was, it found a good spot to lay low. I didn't see any eyes glowing back, didn't see any movement, other than I did see a bat. But definitely that is not what made the loud noises. And all this, I probably shined the light on the forest for a good 3 to 4 solid minutes. Nothing.
Despite nothing seeming to move as Jake stepped forward to investigate, things were just too terrifying to continue, so Jake decided to pack up his camp and leave.
And once I get out to the road, I just take a quick look up towards where the creek is, and this is where it gets terrifying. And I thought I had pressed record, but it was not recording. But anywho, I've got my low beam on at this point. I think I see something small. Maybe it's like a raccoon or something right there by the water. And as I hit the high beam, this is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was decided it was just going to freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything.
Even though Jake had caught the man stalking him, things weren't over yet. The encounter grew creepier with every passing second.
And I kept the light on him for a good 20 solid seconds without saying anything. You know, the fear just kind of washed over me because I'm thinking, what's going to happen? Call them out like, hey, what are you doing? And they're all camoed out. Maybe they'll just say, oh crap, he caught me, now I'm going to shoot him. I mean, we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals.
That's amazing. People are
That is
scary.
what happened, and eventually after the 20 seconds, he didn't move, he just kept standing there. So I just pretended like, oh, maybe I didn't see you then. On my way out, periodically I'd turn back, check. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone. And that's that. Very, very strange, and I don't know what the plan was for me if I'd stayed there.
For Luke, it served as a chilling reminder. The most dangerous things lurking in the woods aren't the dead, but the living. From the mountains of Washington to the forests of Germany, where another camper, alone, confident, and unarmed, returns to his tent to find someone else has already been there. On July 26, 2025, a YouTube channel named Generic Chris, run by a small creator from Germany who shares videos of camping, traveling, and drone footage, uploaded a new video. In this particular one, he's out somewhere in Germany camping alone, but things quickly take a turn for the worse. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Chris was out in the woods of Germany looking for the perfect camping spot and setting up his hammock. But it didn't take long before his biggest fear became a reality, and the mood took a turn for the worse.
So my biggest fear in this trip just came real, man. There were people there. I mean, I'm just chilling, like, in the hammock.
Although nothing was wrong yet, and some of the people were just passing by, It gave Chris an eerie feeling that this might not be the best camping spot. But with daylight fading and rain expected that night, he didn't have time to move somewhere else.
I don't know what I expected, but it's really quiet.
Even though people passed by from time to time, the quiet woods were filled with bone-chilling sounds echoing through the darkness. Every rustle and snap set Chris on edge, but despite the growing unease and fear of what the night might bring, he decided to stay put.
And there's just so many fucking weird noises. Yeah, let's see if I really sleep here the whole night. It's going to be fucking creepy, man.
Chris leaves the campsite to grab the sleeping bag he'd forgotten in his car. But when he returns, he discovers something disturbing. Someone has been at his campsite while he was gone.
Wow.
I just smelled someone. That sounds weird.
But like EOE? Because they've been out there for a while?
But you know how some people... It's not like bad smell, like just body odor. Or like their smell. That didn't smell like me. Well, it is getting creepy again. And weird.
Creeped out, Chris decides to call it a night, hoping nothing will disturb his sleep.
It's almost 10. I'll try to get some sleep now. It's very creepy. I closed the tarp, so yeah, whatever happens, that's all the protection from the wind and weather that I'm gonna get. And yeah, it's midnight, so I'll try to get some sleep.
Luckily for Chris, and for his loved ones, the darkness stayed still, and nothing returned to his campsite. While Chris's experience felt like a warning to outdoor explorers, Ashley's story in the final case shows what happens when that warning becomes reality, whose peaceful campout turns into a desperate...
Halloween was scary back then. Oh, their costumes are so creepy. Seems like a really scary movie.
Trigger warning, okay? I'm gonna have to figure out how to bleep a lot of this because this is insane. This is probably the most brutal story that I have ever read. I'm gonna put this right next to my trigger warning because I cannot stress this enough. The detail is extreme. I was a police officer and I think I witnessed an actual curse. I used to be a police officer in a city in Virginia. There is one upscale neighborhood in our city with very nice homes. I was always told stories when I was a new officer that there was a doctor who used to live in one of those homes. The story goes the doctor attempted to perform some type of operation on himself. He numbed his stomach area to make an incision on himself, but since he couldn't feel it, he accidentally cut far too deep and large and accidentally dismembered himself. When officers and paramedics arrived, he was found barely alive, holding his own intestines, and ultimately was unalived. Fast forward, I was assigned a call about a young female who was found dead by her older sister. When I arrive on scene, it is in the aforementioned nice neighborhood. When I exited my vehicle, I immediately had an uneasy feeling about the house. While nice on the outside, it just had bad energy surrounding it. As I approached the front porch, I noticed countless empty energy drink cans and a Ouija board on the front patio table. Everything about this house just felt wrong. When I was led inside, the family was obviously very distraught. I was told the deceased sister, we'll call her Emily, was in the basement. At this point, another officer had arrived also, and so he stayed upstairs with the family as I entered the basement. The basement was an unfinished and was fairly dark, minus 2 pull string light bulbs, one on each side of the basement. The scene in the basement was similar to the front porch. Energy drink cans were everywhere, and another Ouija board was on the coffee table.
Wow.
Emily, who was 19, if I remember correctly, was hanging by her neck on the basement rafter. She had unalived herself with an exercise band and was swinging back and forth ever so slightly. Her face was blue, she was bloated, and contorted into a horrible expression. Another officer helped me lift her to bring her down. Emily's family consisted of her mother and father and her older sister. Her parents stated that they had been trying to help her because all she ever did was drink the energy drinks to stay up all hours of the night playing on the Ouija board. Her sister gave a little more detail about it. Being sisters, she stated they were very close and told each other everything. Her older sister, Emily, indeed had been obsessed with the Ouija board, drinking energy drinks to stay up all night and talk to what she believed was her boyfriend, who was unalived. Her sister stated Emily had been saying that her boyfriend was begging for her to come join him in the afterlife. And so she believed that is why she did what she did. Now let me reiterate, this house felt wrong, everything felt bad, and I had a very uneasy, sick feeling being in the basement. And not because of the body, this wasn't my first. This is a call that really messed with me for a while. We really never got much more.
Just making sure the pause button works for break time, which is coming up.
More explanation, and as cops, you kind of just have to move on to the next call. 2 weeks later to the day, I get a call about a car accident with ejection. I head to the call, code 1, lights and sirens, and arrive to find a convertible BMW with the top down, which had experienced an obvious horrible crash and rollover. It was sitting on its wheels, and in the driver's seat was a woman who clearly had a broken neck, as her head was almost all the way turned around. Next to the vehicle, about 25 feet away, was a man who had been ejected. Keep in mind, this was a convertible, so he was ejected from the top of the car. He was missing the entire top of his, and there were pieces of his everywhere.
Gray matter.
I went to close off the scene with yellow tape. I walked about 75 yards away from the accident, where I found yet another large chunk of his. I'm not trying to be intentionally graphic, but I just want to paint the picture of how bad and violent this car accident was. Upon obtaining the man's ID, I read the information off to dispatch, and then another officer and I both realized the same thing at the same time. The two people were Emily's parents, who 2 weeks to the day just died in a terrible way.
Oh my gosh.
Breaking the news to the older sister was
really bad.
heart-wrenching. I kept in touch with her for a little while. She had inherited her parents' estate and all of the life insurance money, etc. She ended up selling off everything and buying a different house to try to start over and repair her broken life. However, it didn't end there. Around a month later, another officer was called to a pedestrian that was struck by a car while she was jogging in her neighborhood. And yes, you guessed it, it was the sister. She managed to survive several weeks in a coma, but ultimately succumbed to her injuries. If you're wondering why the story was about the doctor is relevant, the house that Emily unalived herself in was the same house the doctor lived in. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, it definitely seems like either that house is cursed or Emily opened up something bad. That was a few years ago now, and I am no longer a police officer. I moved a couple states away now. Twice, I have found 2 different Ouija board planchettes on the sidewalk when going to check my mail. I never touch them, and usually use a stick or something to push them into the storm drain.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. This came from Reddit. The username is weird-suggestion-152. Weird Suggestion 152. And I did get to have a chat with this man. He actually is an active writer. This story is true, but he does write some other stories that are things he just comes up with. I would encourage you to go find him on Reddit and just read them because they're fantastic. Additionally, on his Reddit, he does have some places where you can donate to him to help him continue writing. And I hope after listening to this story, all of you will consider doing so. Firstly, OP, I just want to extend my condolences to you as someone who had to endure such horrible sights and be the ones to be the first to call, because you're the ones who protect our society in these communities. This is horrific and like mind altering. I really truly could not imagine doing the job that you have done, and I just thank you so much for the work that you put in and the things that you endured so that we don't have to. I am beyond grateful for you, and I am again so extremely sorry that these are things that you did have to witness. Absolutely believe you. I believe 100% that this was a curse, whether it was the type of curse where the doctor was like, whoever comes into my house again will meet my angry fate, like that's what I see in my head. But or if she unleashed something or whatever the case may be, 110% agree with you. Something came after this family and took them out in horrific ways, one by one by one. I would even go as far as to say that if they would have had any offspring within the time that they were still alive, one after the other, it would have gone after them. This is giving very Final Destination. The evil doctor is giving House of 1,000 Corpses, Dr. Satan. Like this is horrific, and I really truly hope that someone locked up this house and threw away the key. I just want to thank OP again for allowing me to read this story. He does typically charge for his narrations, but I was ever so lucky to not have to do so. So if you do find one of his stories and you do want to read it, if you think you have the voice for it, 100% go ahead and message him and he can give you his rates, because I think it's certainly worth it. His stories are fantastic and beautifully written. With that, I bid you adieu. This was a horrendous story to read out loud. It broke my heart into a million pieces. Could not imagine it. I love you guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, guys. So that'll bring us to our first music break. And on this music break, we have Mr. Jeff Hilliard from Los Angeles, California. And he's going to be singing Consensual Schmexvan, Multitude, Silicone Wave, and Finger Bang Your Day. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
I got all the moves, got that multitude. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a multitude. I can do no wrong. Back of the head, I'm never gonna cut it. All these hookers sweet on me. Look at them chasing me, showing me that ass. And I banged up to snatch. I do this shit for free. Go down your mom till 3. She's taking selfies with the mullet like it's history. How can I maneuver you with that pussy, dude? You sit like Buddha waiting on it to come to you. My lines are straight to the point. She shows me gratitude. So what's your latitude? Let's adjust your attitude. Head with a alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. I got molar moves. I got that multitude. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Head with a alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. Check these molar moves. You need a multitude. I can do no wrong. Back of the head, I'm never gonna cut it. Alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. You're like the butt of a butter knife cutting up panini. So climb back in your kangaroo pouch like a rolling genie. These moves are hot, these locks I got. This power cannot be disputed and it can't be bought. So you can find me in the studio with all these thoughts. You wanna bite my style, but you can't be what you're not, neighbor. I got more than moves, I got that multitude. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a multitude. I can do no wrong. Back of the head, I'm never gonna cut it. Got that motherfucking ballin'. You wanna multitude. You think it's wrong? I could have too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a multitude. I can do no wrong. Never gonna cut it. I got molar moves. I got that multitude. You think it's wrong? I could have too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a multitude. I can do no wrong. Never gonna cut it. Never gonna cut it. Never gonna cut it. Drip, drip. Molar moves. Don't touch the molar, bitch. Molar moves. Drip, drip. Molar moves. Never gonna cut it.
Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Let me take you far away from all this huff and puff. There will be nothing in between our love, like a pair of doves flying high above, where nothing can touch us, touching softly. Don't let me go, I won't let you go. This is eternity with me, baby. Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? You don't have to be alone. Come with me. Magic, healthy laughter, boundaries, safe space, ongoing mutual consent, passion, happily we'll be bearing our souls, naked by the sea. We'll breathe the clean air. We'll be living, laughing, loving forever. Baby, do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? You don't have to be alone anymore. We will be together forever in love. Do you wanna go for a ride? Do you wanna go in my consensual? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just get in the van.
I just got a package, I can't wait to get home. I spent all day tracking the shipment on my phone, all that she was lacking. I ordered custom, I can't wait to get some. Take it to the bedroom, bitches always nagging. Now I got the air, I send the bitches packing, going my way. I have a new attraction, don't care what you say, it's better in every way. Now baby, it's time to play, we're gonna make us a tape and show everyone the way. Cause I'm going my own way, riding up the Silicon Way. I wanna see on the game with my new real doll, I'm gonna play. Just say 'cause I'm going my way, riding up Silicon Way, the whole scene on the game. With my new real dog, I'm gonna play. Just second way to Mount Silicon Way. She is here to stay. She's my new real dog, and it's time to play. With my new real dog, I'm gonna play. She's my new real dog, and it's time to play.
The woman of my dreams. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Fais-moi l'amour.
Je suis amoureux.
Je pense toujours à
Enchanté,
tu es charmant.
ma chérie. Mon
Tu es
futur
charmant.
dynastie. Is it touchy a little nipple?
Tu es chaud. Fais-moi
It's like living on a super yacht, making love to a robot. It's like owning a football team, but having sex with a robot. It's like winning an Oscar and Emmy or Grammy when you're fucking a robot. It's like saving a family with a newborn from a fire, but you're fucking a robot. Like
When your life is a never-ending train wreck, and you feel like you're drowning in a sea of regret, with a bit of oppression pressing down on your neck, it hurts so bad. When your overwhelming hatred kills your heart's desire, and reality starts looking like a dumpster fire, you start bitching to me, but you're preaching to the choir. You don't need to be so mad, 'cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world goes completely insane, open your heart, stand up and sing. I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah, I'll finger bang my day. That's right. You gotta make the choice to give it all you've got, and make your day moan with pleasure, really make it hot. Because your day deserves a lover that pulls out the stops. Come on, it's not so hard. 'Cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world blows up in our face, what else could we do but stand up and sing? I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah, finger bang my day.
Hey, what are we really doing? We can't live in a world that has this much hate. We have to get honest with ourselves. We have to take stock in what our part is in all of this madness. We have to let go. And we focus on giving love, setting that intention. And each and every single one of us gets up every day with the intention to give love. And we do it. We go out there and we give love every single day. Each one of us gets out there and makes love to our day. Giving our day a multiple orgasm. The whole world will be orgasmic for the rest of eternity. Sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we should. There's no reason to try when the whole world is fucking insane. We open our hearts, stand up and say, I'm gonna finger bang my day. Finger bang my day. Finger bang my day. Let's open our hearts, stand up and say, I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah. Finger bang my day.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Wapham crew. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies, where we're getting spooky. Very spooky. So exciting, I had to open another energy drink. All right, so we're going to get back into our spooky, creepy TikToks. This should be good.
I've seen this video of where this creep breaks into this girl's house right after she moves in, and she catches it all on video. But things get more and more creepier as it goes. This TikToker's name is Jeanette. And right here you'll see where she sees this guy standing and staring at her as she's doing a dance and videotaping it. She just moved into this house like a day or two before. Listen to what this guy says.
Remember? The best.
Gonna pan over and you're gonna see the guy that's in her house. When she was first moving in, her friend was with her and she said she seen a man in her bedroom. And she called the cops, there was nobody there. But here the man is again, and he's clearly standing right there. And in the reflection of the mirror, he's just a solid black shape, which is weird. But she obviously rushes out of the house and runs to her neighbor's house. But did you see it when she was running out of her house? If you didn't, I'm gonna play it back for you. Right here, the door opens on its own. She calls the police arrest this man. When a few nights later, she's videotaping her cat when this happens. She hears a bunch of slamming coming from another room. She goes to check it out. And then she hears like heavy footsteps throughout her house. Just listen. So she immediately runs, gets her pepper spray, and is staring at the door. But look at the bed. Impressions from something putting pressure on this bed appears. She notices this, runs away, calls the police again, shows them the video footage, and they don't see anybody in her apartment. So with a combination of this door opening by itself and the impressions on her bed, I do believe that her apartment is haunted. But it seems like the ghost is trying to help her out. The stranger standing in her living room, the ghost goes ahead and opens the door for her. What do you guys think about this? And what would you do if you lived in an apartment like this? Let me know.
That cat looks so irritating.
A mother and her baby are alone at home when something very unsettling is caught on camera. According to the mother, she has no words for this terrifying encounter. The mother writes, "I thought I was hearing things at first, but then my backdoor motion detector went off. That's when I knew it was real." She further adds that only she and her child live alone in this house. So whatever was caught on camera had to be someone or something else. If no other child lives here, then who or what was captured? This is what was caught.
I've seen this one before, I just can't remember what happened. I think it's like the footsteps are out too, but I can't remember. Something like that.
Oh, out of nowhere, a child's giggle is heard inside the house. But even more creepy is the fact that her baby was already looking at the direction from where the laugh had come from. Initially thinking it was just in her head, she turns away from the source of the voice, seeming less scared, when suddenly the sound of running footsteps is heard. It is at this point that she begins to realize that maybe someone or something is inside her house. It was only after the motion detector went off that she quickly fled away from the scene. As we already know, there shouldn't be another child in the home, yet a kid's voice is heard inside. The mom further mentions that she looked around the house as one of her thoughts was that a kid had broken into her home, but after searching all over the place, there was no trace of anyone there. Of course, it's not certain if a ghost or an entity was caught on camera, but until more info is given, the question still remains: just who or what was inside the house?
This girl from Miami posted a video of herself swimming in the ocean early in the morning. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual, but if you look closely, the water looked kind of weird. It was dark and full of bubbles. Still, she was happily diving and playing around in that foamy water, thinking it was just regular sea foam from waves crashing against the rocks behind her. She had no idea what was actually going on. As soon as she uploaded the video to TikTok, it blew up. Over 60 million views in just one day. People in the comments immediately started pointing out that it might not be sea foam at all, but sewage. Yep, a sewage contamination. The dark color of the water could be explained, but those bubbles were a clear sign of bacterial activity. Decomposition, basically. But then, a local chimed in, a maintenance worker who said he works on that very beach. He revealed that earlier that morning, just about 150 meters from where she was swimming, a sewage pipe had burst, which means she was literally swimming in raw sewage that the city had ended up dumping into the ocean. The concentration of sewage was estimated to be around 20 to 30%. It's honestly hard to understand how she didn't notice the smell.
If you're home alone, don't watch this. Because when you're alone, every noise feels louder. At first, it's nothing. The pipes, the fridge, the wind. You tell yourself it's normal. But then it happens again, from the same place. Don't panic. Breathe slowly. Turn on a light. Turn on the TV, or play some music. Fill the silence with something you recognize. And if you have a dog or a cat, call them. Their presence can calm you. It helps you remember you're not really alone. If the sounds stop, good. It was just your mind trying to make sense of the dark. But if one of the lights turns off by itself, or if the noise keeps going, even louder, stop moving. Listen carefully. Go to a room where you feel safe. Close the door, leave one light on, and stay there. If you need to, call a friend. Talk softly. Stay calm. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes the mind plays tricks when you're alone. But sometimes, you might not be completely alone.
I'm recording this just in the off chance that no one believes me. Maybe I can catch it. And by the way, I have a freaking cemetery in my front yard, which probably doesn't help my cause. But I was just inside. I'm by myself with my dog. She's up in that room upstairs.
Is this the one where it's walking with the closet? Sorry about the barking, guys.
Josie?
She's all quiet all of a sudden. That would really creep me out.
Josie.
Really, 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 really.
Yeah, she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking. And she growled. And when she growled, I kind of like booked it. Staring at that, and then she started barking. And she growled. And when she growled, I kind of like booked it. I just don't really know what she's staring at. Because again, like, this is usually how she looks when she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like...
I don't want you? It's really creepy.
Like, what? What is it?
Oh, good baby.
So a lot of you guys have also been asking questions about the graveyard. Yes, we do indeed have a graveyard on this property. So this was my grandparents' ranch, and it was their wish to be buried right here, just where they were. And before they passed away, they buried all of their cats right here where you see the little crosses, and so that's really all that there's to it. But things have been quite strange lately. Like, for some reason, cows just like come to this area sometimes and like surround it, because we during the day we leave that gate open. This is what I'm talking about. They literally just come and hang out here all the time now.
Trees or
it's a newer development.
Trees or what are they?
Like, why? They just kind of come and really breathe around this area. And they just kind of will freeze and move. So, yeah. Hi.
Want to get some burgers, are you?
Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every freaking night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just like stand and like. Are you for real right now?
Wow.
For whatever reason, they're pretty close to the house this morning. Just out of sight, like usual. Girlfriend just came upstairs screaming, woke me out of bed, said that there's something on the roof, and I don't see
I've
it.
seen this one before. I don't know.
She thinks one of them's up there somewhere.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. But she said she's going to leave if I can't do something about it. So I don't know what to do here.
Did he just cock his gun? Wow.
What the hell was that? All over the damn place again tonight. I'm going to keep walking towards it. Might actually get to capture something here. All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home.
It's pretty brave.
This is our home.
Ooh.
You need to leave. You leave now.
Oh, that looks like one of those rakes.
I don't think it's come around for a little bit.
That is not a dog.
That'll
That's a rake.
keep it away for a while. She just woke me up again and said she heard it on the roof. And this time, so did I. So, you can get out there. Have a look. Okay. Oh, Holy
freaking right, dude.
All right. Some is one on the other side of the house. Oh.
That was so creepy.
Oh. What the hell?
Something dead.
Where'd it go?
Is it one of your
What is
chickens?
that? What the son of a... What's going on here? Oh my god.
Nightmare Fuel.
I just came from the Cecil Hotel, and let me tell you guys, it is so much worse in there than you could possibly imagine. So we just filmed a paranormal investigation in there, and it is the darkest energy I think I've ever come across, or at least some of it. Like, literally, this woman is telling us she lives in there. There was recently a man who died, and he was in his room in the Cecil for a week, rotting. And for that entire week, another person was living in the room with their old roommate's decomposing body. And apparently, according to them, this just happened like 2 weeks ago in there. I was also talking to another guy who lives there, and he said that just last year he watched as somebody threw themselves off of the roof with something tied around their neck and ended their life. And this person said they knew this person, they were very close, and afterwards they went and found their journal with a bunch of disturbing diary entries. I mean, I do paranormal investigations all the time, full-time as a content creator, and you guys just don't have any idea how truly bad it is in there. I mean, and also we saw everything from feces on the floor and on the walls to open usage of substances. There were also animals in there that we saw, stains everywhere. I mean, it was like the darkest hellhole of energy even that I can possibly describe. And like, we've been to the demonic places, like the Sally House, we've been to every demonic place ever, and like what I just experienced was so much beyond anything that we've ever encountered. I mean, like, truly fucking dark.
No.
Dark energy. So all the stories and the things that you've read about this hotel, they are true. And the energy and the vibe there is like worse than you could possibly imagine. And that documentary will be on my YouTube channel soon. Just thought I'd tell you guys because it's fucking crazy. Anybody else been there that has a story to share? I would love to hear them.
What the heck?
Oh my god!
What is that? I don't know.
It's in the room.
What is Gollum doing there? What is this, AI channel? Yeah.
Oh, hey, Emily!
Oh my god, what was that?
You were floating. I swear you were floating.
No, that kid, how?
I don't know.
This is so cute. I don't like this stuff. So irritating.
Inside, sweetheart. Watch your head.
So much
Lovely.
Just sit on the left-hand side, but shut up from another angle.
Second, 2021. YouTuber Junkyard Fox uploaded one of the most disturbing camping encounters I've ever seen. And honestly, he's lucky to still be alive. He had gone out to West Texas to spend the night in a primitive shelter he'd built earlier. At first, everything seemed fine. His spirits were high, the weather was warming up, and he proudly showed off his shelter before settling in for the night.
So about 15 minutes later, I'd say we're pretty good. So it doesn't take that long to just put the thatching, kind of like weave it in there, kind of tangle it, and then put these sticks on top for weight. Now, is this going to be 100% foolproof from the elements? No, of course not. But it's going to be strong enough to keep the sun out of your face when you're trying to rest in the daytime, keep the winds out of you when you're trying to sleep, so you're not that cold. Now, it's not going to be waterproof. And I did see lightning coming from this direction earlier. And in fact, I'm actually starting to feel raindrops. See that? So yeah, so we're going to be getting a little bit of rain. Now, that's just part of it. In my opinion, that's part of, testing yourself as an outdoorsman, as a prepper, as a bushcrafter, whatever you want to call it. It's not always going to be sunshine and fat steaks. You got to rough it out and you got to get uncomfortable. So if you guys remember last time that I stayed here, the winds were just really strong 30-mile-an-hour winds coming into the shelter, so I was cold. This time it looks like I may get soaked. So luckily I do have a poncho in my haversack in case it gets crazy. But yeah, that's part of it. So the roof is good to go. Now I gotta take this apart and kind of make this better, because this is terrible, and once again there could be some creepy crawlers on there. By the way, I'm not boring you with all this work, but whenever I'm doing all this stuff, because there may be scorpions or something like that, I do have my my work gloves here, and in case you're wondering what's in this box, I did have just yucca seed pods when we were building the shelter, because they are a great tinder source.
As clouds began rolling in, he decided to reinforce his shelter as much as possible, just in case the weather turned bad. Thankfully, it didn't get too serious. After cooking himself a meal and enjoying the quiet of the outdoors, he finally crawled inside his shelter to call it a day. But that's when things took a terrifying turn.
Okay, folks, so it's time to call it a night. Like I said today, I'm not really hanging out in terms of, having some beers around the fire, nothing like that. It's more of a test of, being out here and stuff. And I foresee today being nicer anyway, an easier night, because forecast looks like the night's going to drop to the, early 60s, late 50s at most. So it's really nothing too bad. In case of anything, I do have my jacket here. And then I do also have my shamog down here, and I apologize for the crappy lighting. So in case of anything, I could just wrap that around my face or whatever. And that's about it. So in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll make some coffee. And that's about it for me. So have a good night, everyone. Okay, folks, so change of plans. I was asleep for 2 hours. Then I woke up to a truck driving nearby, and they shot my truck. They legitimately shot the windows on my truck. People I don't know. This is crazy. Look, these are my windows. This is insane.
What the heck, dude?
Once again, I have no clue who these people are. They're just drunks. I could hear the loud music. That's what woke me up. And sure enough, so I'm guessing this trip is over. Oh man, what a mess.
In the middle of the night, Junkyard Fox was jolted awake by the sound of gunfire. A group of drunks had stumbled into the area and started shooting at his truck, parked nearby. He later explained that he had no idea who they were or why they did it. But we all know just how close this could have been to disaster. One stray bullet could have been the end of his life.
Or they could have
This
run him
remains
over.
one of the strangest and most unsettling camping encounters I've ever seen. What do you think? Was this a random act of...
5 scary and disturbing facts you didn't know. At some point in your life, a stranger has thought about killing you. There are thousands of diseases frozen in glaciers, and global warming will eventually release them all. Did you know TikTok knows who your truest friend is? Your truest friend is the first person that appears when you click on share and then more. Clocks never appear in dreams because there is no sense of time. In the 1800s, dentures were made of deceased people's teeth. If you type rage in small letters and brackets, you will unlock a new TikTok emoji. During the witch trials in the 1600s, birthmarks, moles, or other skin imperfections were often considered witches' marks or devil's marks. Therefore, if you are a woman and have one of these, you would have likely been accused of being a witch and burned at the stake.
Alabama, 2025, backyard
This is stupid. I'm so sick of AI already.
Right, we're home. He's jangling.
Heavy.
Oh my god! Get away! No!
Can't quit break dancing.
The head you see above me is a preserved actual head of Diogo Alves. This is the head of Portugal's first serial killer. He murdered 70 people in the 19th century. His head has been preserved for about 182 years now. And this head is still on display at University of Lisbon. His method of killing was pushing his victims off of an aqueduct. After he was captured and prosecuted, they decided they're going to slice his head off and preserve him. The reason for this, they wanted to study the mind of a serial killer. I'm just amazed at how well preserved this head is after almost 200 years. Because his head is still intact in this jar, they never really studied his brain or why he did the things he did. This head in the jar thing also became a widely known internet prank a couple of years ago. People would put pictures of themselves kind of like twirled up in a jar, and it would look like a head in a jar in a fridge. This story of Diogo Alves inspired all of that. I think the creepiest thing about this, though, is his eyes are still open as if he's looking right at us. Let me know what you guys think about evil Ed Sheeran in the comment section below. Super creepy stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about the haunted item number 1. It technically is not a haunted item. It's actually an old church relic that I used during the minor rite and solemn rite of exorcism. So a family decided to purchase a Ouija board. They thought it was fun. Why not? They decided, let's just try it. And they did. And the planchette moved, and each of the family members thought that the other person was moving it. But they didn't really think much of it. So they played with it for several days. And one night, it was really late, the mom woke up in the middle of the night because she described it as like someone taking a ball and bouncing it on the wall and hitting it 3 times. It was just like 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3. So she got frustrated. She thought it was the kids playing ball in the house, pretty late at night, by the way. So she got up, went to the kids' room. No one was, they were all sleeping. She went into the living room where the Ouija board is, and there was no one there. But she began to hear the bangings and threes. And she said it was everywhere. It was coming from every direction. She couldn't find one focal point where it was coming from. And she looked at the Ouija board, and the planchette started moving. Now, she thought originally someone was playing a joke on her maybe, but there was no one else there. There was no one there. And the planchette was moving. She contacted me. She said, I want this out of my home immediately. So a team was dispatched. They caught some Class A EVP. EVPs are electronic voice phenomena on digital recorder, where you could clearly hear it said, get out, leave now. There were some other things it was saying, growls. And so clearly the minor rite of exorcism was warranted. So I showed up, and I always use this crucifix, no matter what. If it's the minor rite of exorcism or the solemn rite. The solemn rite is reserved for someone who is possessed. The minor rite is for a demonic entity that has infested itself within the home. You bless the home. You don't perform an exorcism on a home. You bless the home. You perform the exorcism on the entity that has infested itself within the home. Well, this is pretty old. This was in 1940s, 1930s, or 40s, and the candles, actually, it's the original candles. So I use tea light candles. That's what I always use, always have, because I don't want to use the original candles. So when I was doing the minor rite of exorcism, I had the tea light candles ready to go, and I placed them, of course, right here where the candles are supposed to go, like right here. And as I was beginning the litany of the saints, someone screamed, and they said, Bishop Long, the cross is on fire. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. Now, of course, this is the battery operated. The flame from the candle went to here. And it actually caught this on fire. This was on fire. So let me give you an idea. It completely burnt through the porcelain. Even to the top there and underneath the arm here.
Impossible.
That's all burnt. And we're talking about a tea light that was here. From the flames going here, it was like a flame torch from here to here.
Wow.
And so obviously I was very upset because this is very old. But nonetheless, I still use this. But I think that's the moral of the story here is please don't play with these Ouija boards. I know people are going to say, oh, Bishop Long, I play with them plenty of time, nothing ever happens. And I say, yet. Because what happens one time when it does? And this is not a quick fix situation. Just because I show up and do the minor rite of exorcism, you might have to take 3 or 4 or 5 of these things. So it's not a quick fix situation. Just stay away from the Ouija boards. There's nothing good can come from them. God bless.
Now the following video comes from a mother who's been sharing every moment of her daughter's life. Her entire account is devoted to her only child, a daughter that she thought she would never have after multiple failed pregnancies. To Gabby, the mother, Regina was a miracle. And so, from videos of her as a baby to footage of Regina's first day of school, Gabby has captured all the smallest moments in Regina's life. However, out of all the videos on this page, a select few have left many viewers baffled. It all started with the series of videos that Gabby took when Regina was a baby. During this time, she would often crawl to one hallway inside her house and just stare at it. Now, this wouldn't be so strange if it weren't for the fact that she would continue to do this throughout the years. Just like when she was a baby, she still to this day stares at this hallway for no apparent reason.
Vámonos ya. Vente, mi amor. Vente. Vamos a...
From playing a game of tag by herself to blowing kisses at the hallway, Regina behaves as though she's playing with one of her friends. It goes without saying, but she may have an imaginary friend. But to Gabby, this may not be the case.
Could be one of her siblings that didn't make it all the way. You know, sometimes we'll go on to our next life or whatnot. But sometimes we stick around for who knows what reason.
Because as of recent, this was captured.
¿Qué pasó? Ay, Dios, ahora sí me asusté. ¿Qué pasó? Ay, Raichín. Mira, apunta para allá. ¿Qué, mi amor? Vámonos. ¿Qué, mi amor? ¿Qué hay? ¿Qué pasó? Ven, amor. Ven, amorcito, vente. Venga, mi niña. It's okay.
Unlike before, Regina has been acting differently towards the hallway. Gabby's most recent videos involving the hallway show Regina being creeped out, and not a single video appears to show why that is. Or at least, not to Gabby's knowledge. It wasn't until recently that many people started to comment on a certain video that she randomly took one night. It was a short clip of her daughter doing her nightly routine. But according to viewers, if you look closely, you'll notice what it is that's been scaring Regina. This is what she caught.
Día número 19, intentando...
Hey, she's brushing her teeth. Is it back there in that chair? Oh, wait, I see it.
What was meant to be just a fun little video turns into something terrifying. Inside a closet, a shadow-like figure quickly passes, and it happens right after Regina points at it. No one else was home, which would have otherwise explained it. After reading the comments, Gabby checks the closet space and finds nothing. If the space is clear, then what was this? Although she doesn't know, viewers have an idea. This may be, as they believe, the thing that Regina has been so afraid of. She even points at it like she always does with the hallway. Although not sure what to think, Gabby remains concerned. But then one night, in a different video, she records something that makes her extremely uneasy. While filming her daughter in the kitchen, this happens.
Cuando le encuentras un miedo a tu
Poor kid.
Like previously, a passing shadow is seen, but this time in the same space as Gabby and her daughter. This figure, whatever it might have been, passes from one side to the other before seemingly disappearing. If no one else was home, as Gabby states, then who was this? It's hard to say, and it doesn't help that neither Gabby nor Regina had noticed it. Given all that's happened, the question arises, just who or what was caught on camera? Gabby has yet to know, but she continues to be on the lookout for any strange recordings she accidentally captures. Until then, she has no explanation for this or her daughter's sudden fear of the hallway.
Oh no.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to escape this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that pounding. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen. And here we go with this shit again. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it goes on. It's never not. Stop!
What the
Okay,
heck?
that works.
I saw the one light. Why is this
Okay, so it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon, but just to prove that there's...
Yeah, people are like, let's go ghost hunting at night. Ghosts are like people. Like, they're active during the day too, and the morning, so it's not always at night. Generally, as far as traffic goes and stuff, it can be quieter, but otherwise, you can ghost hunt any time of day. Anytime.
Nothing there. Jesus Christ.
And why is there a lock on the outside?
This is the cord in question, the coax cable, and it, you can see here, it goes directly from here down to my Wi-Fi. So I could, I guess, open it like this, but one, I would probably be in the way of the camera here since I'm standing here, but let's try and test this. Here's the door latched all the way shut. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it doesn't come out. But if I were to do this and open it, that just kind of pulls the Wi-Fi back. So, I mean, if this cord was the thing that was pulling it, this probably would have knocked off, but I don't know. Yes, absolutely we can, because I think everyone is obsessed with this and the fact that I do not have it secured. But as you can see, this goes to my modem, and that is all. It's an old building, so in front of every apartment, they've had to drill holes and then feed these in through, you know, all this to kind of update it. But this building was built in 1932, and if you can't tell, hasn't really been updated too much since 1932. Oh.
And the clothes aren't moving.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
This summer with M&M's. Scan the QR code now for your chance to win.
I am here, like...
Don't use your cell phone when you're pumping gas, okay? That's just one of the things they say, like, Like if you have it when you're already, grabbing the nozzle and stuff, it's all right. But if you reach into your car and grab it and then try to use it, it's a no-no. But yeah, be careful.
I stopped for gas, right? Come here. And like the store's closed, and I was here, and I could have sworn I literally like saw somebody run around the backside of that house. Okay, well there went a van, so I'm not alone at least. But
I'm Tank Sinatra, and this is Tank's Good News. Subway has recently announced its new sidekicks menu with foot-long cookies, churros, and pretzels, and they're available now.
What? I think this is the same guy that was doing videos in his workplace. Really?
hello?
But on one of them, he's walking through, and in the background, you see like a hood figure.
So what the fuck was that?
Okay. Maybe that was the very first one that he put out. I'd never seen that one before.
There's like, it literally sounded like a marble. What the fuck? Like it sounded like a marble or something, like bounce. Oh, there's somebody here. Okay, anyways, the guy just wanted towels. I don't know. Like, anyways, so that kind of leads me into my next topic. I have been thinking a lot recently about, I had a Ouija board, bought it a few years back, and I thought about, and like me and my friends even played with it and stuff. I'll put in like a clip. I think I have some footage of it.
I don't think, I really don't. I think my hand is moving the board too, so yeah, like I don't, because when it was moving, I feel like it was probably.
But we played with it and we had some like creepy stuff happen, and that's what made us like stop playing with it. I was thinking about trying to contact or try to talk to whatever this is that's attached to me. And so I need to find my Ouija board because I lost it. I have no idea where it is. So I thought about either just buying a new one or trying to find that one and trying to reach out and just like see what this thing wants or try to get answers and just kind of go from there. But I just wanted to update you guys about like what I've been thinking about doing. So hope y'all have a good Saturday. Bye.
All right, guys, on that note, we are going to go to our second music break. On this break, we have the amazing and talented Mr. Jeff Hilliard from Los Angeles, California. And he's going to be singing one of my favorites. It's like an 80s ballad called Abandoned. He's also going to be singing Good Life, featuring, let me see, I can't remember who it features. Featuring Jordy White, and then we have Miss Mia Savage with Not a Phase and Your Skeleton. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Left here alone, just a shadow of my erection on the wall. Why won't you answer my calls? I gave you my all with the love we made together Excuse me! Excuse me! You got a cigarette? Hey, you help a guy out with some spare change. Anything will do, man. God bless. Can I just get your change? I missed the bus. I got these 6 right there. I'm not an animal! Moving like a steak knife. This is a good life. Dancing in the moonlight. I wanna be inside of you. We got plenty to do till the 1:45, and I know you wanna ride my Cadillac. Don't give me no flack.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we've been doing spooky, creepy, weird, out of this world. Basically some paranormal TikToks for the Halloween season, or Hallows Eve, Samhain, whatever you would like to call it. Put my hair up for a minute because it was bugging, but it's just not having the same effect. Royalty. Let's get back into it. We got several really, really good ones coming up still. Hang on to your bootstraps.
These are the top 5 scariest videos I found online. I bet you can't make it to the end of this video because the last one is wild. Number 5, Possessed Chef. This man looked to be working his normal job in the kitchen, cooking, making food, and then suddenly he starts acting bizarre, as if he's possessed. As you can see, he kind of goes into like a zombie-like state, standing over hot boiling grease and seems to be wobbling.
Oh no. I don't like this one. Can't make me watch it. I already saw it. I can already see it still in my head. It's gotta be fake.
Yeah, I'm not showing the rest of that. But yeah, he did what you think he did. Anyone ordered a fried facial? If there's one way to get rid of pimples, that is not it. Before we get to the next one, can you heart this video for me? I work hard on these videos. And I love you. Number 4. A woman named Carrie says she started experiencing weird activities in her home. She would hear strange noises, and her stuff would even be moved. So she decided to get a security camera for when she's not home. One day she got an alert on her phone, and this is what she caught.
Oh no.
A dark figure can be seen approaching the person sleeping on the bed. Moments later, it quickly darts to the left, just before the lights come on. Look, if a ghost is gonna be in my house, at least pay rent. Please. That's the least you can do. I got bills. No, it just tastes like, your mama's booty. All honesty, I'm sorry for eating in front of your face. Just because I made you suffer, your 5th at has to buy you food for the rest of this week. Let me know who it is so I can tell them to buy you food because I said so. Number 3, a man looks out of his window and sees something scary flying at him.
See, I don't know about this one either. It's just too good. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, home snake. Shows me jumping out of the back of the truck and coming up to your window.
In my opinion, it's a witch, but what do you guys think? So check this out. A team of investigators go to investigate a place called the Cage that is located in the UK. Now, for over 400 years, it was a prison that held women who were accused of witchcraft. Now, they started to conduct the seance in the basement. And look what happens to one of the team members named Debbie's face. Her smile elongates, eyes turn black, and then it just goes back to normal. Now, Debbie recalls this never even happening. But during that time, she felt itching and burning down the back of her neck. After this, for weeks, she could not sleep and was having terrible nightmares. Y'all better stop messing with them demons. Stay home. Start a family. Stop this. Stop it. A man is upstairs in the gym in the middle of the day. Starting his workout, he's stretching, and then he sees a medicine ball move suddenly. Now, I guess he got a little weirded out of this because he was like, okay, I'm out. I don't know what moved that ball, but I'm out. That's when all of a sudden his foot gets dragged up from underneath him by what seems to be some sort of invisible entity.
And he never came back to the gym ever again till that one day. He didn't even take his bag with him.
He darts downstairs to the bottom gym and tells security and begs them to let him see the footage.
Oh, I've never seen this before. I've seen the other part like repeatedly, but not this part.
Now, I don't know how you fake something like this, because it looks legit to me. Should I do a part 2?
Too legit.
Here's a list of some of the scariest horror documentaries I've ever seen. I'm a big fan of documentaries and I'm a big fan of horror movies, and if you combine the two together, we're left with something truly terrifying. There is something about documentaries that can scare you way more than any horror film can. So with that in mind, my name is Ricky, I love horror movies, and here's a list of the scariest horror documentaries I've ever seen. First up, we have The House in Between. This documentary spawned a few sequels, but the original movie was released in 2020. This documentary centers around a house built in the 90s, and it's allegedly one of the most haunted houses in America. This documentary tells the story of this house, told by people who have lived inside this house. This documentary combines testimonial, witness reports, as well as actual home video and CCTV footage. I'd find anybody hard pressed to watch this documentary with the lights off, because this one is a proper spook fest. Next up, we have the Lucifer effect. So the Lucifer effect is essentially a theory that tests what makes good people do bad things. The documentary that was released in 2017 centers around 8 people who were told that they had gotten this role in a film, but instead they were trapped, essentially. They were trapped in a alleged evil environment and monitored to see what it would take for good people to do bad things. This, of course, sparked outrage. It led people to question the ethics around documentary filmmaking, and as a result, this experiment was actually shut down and the police became involved. It's a very interesting documentary to watch, and it's frightening because this actually happened to people. It's a very interesting documentary. Cropsey is one of the best horror documentaries ever made. This documentary centers around 2 filmmakers who are investigating the disappearance of 5 children in their town, and how people said that these disappearances were connected to a local urban legend. This documentary takes you on a wild, insane journey down a rabbit hole that you will not be able to get yourself out of again. It takes you in directions you never expected it to go, and the ending is chilling. You know, it's not a satisfying ending at all, but because of that, it is horrifying. Next up, we have this lovely movie. So this documentary isn't scary in the way that the other films are scary. I mean, it's scary in its own right because nobody wants to pass away alone. Nobody wants to not have any friends or family or loved ones. This documentary centers around what happens to somebody who has no friends or no family once they pass on. This documentary interviews people who come in contact with these.
We had that happen with our buddy Brian, and we didn't realize he was gone for over a year. And then my husband was saying, well, I'm going to go tomorrow and I'm going to drive around Dolores and I'm going to look for him. I was like, before you do that, just let me look online really quick and then I'll get back to you, because I just had a feeling. Plus things that were coming over my paranormal equipment were him. One said he was sorry, which I totally get it, dude. And the other one was talking about drumming and stuff like that. But yeah, we still have his ashes to this day. We still have to contact people just to see. Yep. I won't even go into that because it's really sad.
Bodies, and this situation regularly. This documentary is on this list because, one, it's sad, and two, we actually see people working on these bodies, and that's just difficult to see anyway. This documentary scared me because I am afraid of passing away and having nobody around to take care of my body after that. I wouldn't go into this documentary lightly because it is very heavy. Next up, we have my Amityville Horror. So regardless of what you believe, I think it's safe to say that we can approach these documentaries with a sense of wanting to just be entertained. The Amityville Horror is probably the most well-known haunted house case of all time. I know there's a lot of controversy around, the telling of what actually happened in this house, but you can't deny that the story that they tell is a creepy one. This documentary tells that story, but from the perspective of one of the children that actually lived in the house 35 years later. And it creates a very creepy viewing experience. Next up, we have The Sleepless Unrest. If you're a fan of the Conjuring movies, you'll like this. This documentary is set up, filmed in the original house that inspired the very first Conjuring movie. A group of paranormal investigators stay in this house for 2 weeks and document everything there. Again, this is a documentary that you don't want to watch in the dark, whether you believe, whether you don't believe. We approach these horror documentaries wanting to be entertained, and that's what this documentary did for me. I'm a person who doesn't know what he believes in. I'm a person who wants to believe in the paranormal.
That's sad.
So that's how I approach these documentaries. Next up, we have an Italian documentary called Mondo Cane. It's also known as A Dog's Life. If you know films like Faces of Death, you will get the premise behind this movie. It's a
So, I think it was my second job ever. Third, if you count babysitting. But, I was working at Front Row Seat in Cortez, Colorado, and people would come in and rent that movie. And I do believe that I did rent it because I think my brother wanted to see it. And, so yeah, I did bring at least one of them home. I didn't watch it, but he did. I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to. And I'd hear different people talking about different ones, but that's real life death, real life. Super scary, beyond scary stuff.
Essentially the same thing. This movie, for me though, was far more interesting. Yes, it shows some very messed up, some very disturbing things, but it also documents certain cultures, rituals, and religious rites and stuff like that. This movie is so scary because everything that you see is real. Again, with this one, I wouldn't go into it lightly because it is very full on, it's very heavy, and it's very graphic. And finally, we have A Haunting in Connecticut. Many of you may know this as a movie, but that movie was inspired by real events, and I believe this documentary came out before the film was made. This documentary centers around a family who move into a home in Connecticut. They move there because one of their kids is sick and they need to be close to this hospital. But this family start to experience a haunting in this house, and a presence attaches itself to the child who's there to get help from the hospital. The very first time I saw this documentary, I shit my pants. This documentary is very, very scary.
And I think the girl, Tassie, that I was caretaking for, gave me this movie to watch, and it's popped up a few times, but every time I want to watch it, I can't find it. But it has a different cover. It has a cover with a little boy on it. So I wonder if it's the same one. Maybe the little boy is the one that's having to go to the hospital and stuff. Ooh, creepy.
And in many ways, it's way better than the film. It's certainly scarier than the film for me. This is one of the best horror documentaries ever made, but I don't think a lot of people know about it because they assume that we're talking about the film. If you're a lover of the Haunting in Connecticut film, check this documentary out. It will scare you.
Oh, my back's burning. If you guys haven't seen this, you should watch because it is crazy. So, a group of friends is opening this door that hasn't been opened in 6 years. And the reason they haven't opened it is because it is creepy and it just has a weird vibe. And it took them a long time to open the door because it felt like someone was pushing on the other side. Oh. Side note, she has some crystals on the floor. I don't know what those are supposed to do, so if someone knows, just comment.
Okay. I wonder if they're salt crystals. Maybe that's a different version of putting salt in front of a door. Ooh, creepy.
Hold on. Give me the lighter. I need to
light it. Okay, why did that take so long? Is there cameras in there? Why would there be cameras? Grandpa crazy. Oh, it's just a bedroom? Are you going in?
No, I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
I don't feel good. Nah, I don't. I'm getting
This is why white people die in movies, bro.
Nah. We have black up in this bitch.
Oh my god, I just got so lightheaded.
What is that?
I just got
Corbin, don't be going for this stuff.
I just got so lightheaded. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I got lightheaded as soon as I walked in here.
Yeah.
You are not welcome here.
So now they are saging the room and every sign is telling them to just leave. Some of them are staying back, but watch what happens next.
Oh, my head's itching. I
If
think
there's
there's
any
lights
spirits
in here.
leave. You are not welcome.
Oh, no.
Why is Santa Claus locked up?
That's what that thing's creepy.
Why, Santa, why are you locked up? It could be an object in here.
Yeah.
Did your grandpa ever think about that? Like, it could be an object. You could just burn the whole room. What are you doing in the closet, dude?
Oh, my back's burning.
Is it really?
Bitch, my back's
Do you have
burning.
scratch marks in it? I don't know.
Oh my god! No, you're kidding!
Stop.
No,
Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Scratch marks up your back.
Stop.
No, you do.
Stop, you're giving me anxiety.
Oh my god!
You're kidding, right? You're
No!
kidding. Look.
So as you can see, we have 2 separate claw marks. Each claw has 3 whatever it is. So yeah, this is supposed to be the mark of a demon. It's actually very common that a lot of people get scratched like this. And
that looks like
apparently it is a
2 claws.
So if you think of it, there is an invisible creature in that room that has claws, and it just scratched his back twice. Most famously, I don't know if you guys have seen Ghost Adventures, but Zach visited a place called Hell's Gate, and this was his back after he got scratched. And honestly, now that I'm talking about it, I feel like my back is finna get scratched right now, because I don't have a shirt on, so I'm gonna go. I'll see y'all later.
In the following
See y'all later.
video, a concerned mother is recording her daughter, who just told her that a guy is inside her room.
What guy?
The guy.
The guy is at the door.
Guy.
What was that?
Can we go together?
Yeah.
Do you want to open the door or you want mommy to open it?
I want mommy to open it.
Okay.
He's in there.
The guy?
Yeah. He's scary.
He's scary.
I'm scared.
It's okay.
Cute. That mom's brave.
No one appears to
It's
be in
not
this
okay.
room. Yet strangely, Jessica's daughter sees someone who she says is scary. Now, despite there being nothing alarming, there is something in this room that's worth noting. The playhouse in the center is a space where Jessica's daughter often plays in. Most of her time is spent playing
This is
or
the
eating
same one
inside,
with the
which is
baby
why
doll
Jessica decided to
or
renovate the
doll with the hair.
playhouse.
For a house tour of Emma's playhouse. Then Emma, I'm going to show them the door, okay? She really wanted it to have a doorbell camera like our front door. So I put on...
From the color of the house to the same doorbell, every detail was inspired by the actual house they live in. However, only a few days after remodeling, something strange had occurred. On the night of January 3rd, 2025, the doorbell camera started to record. Now, this only happens when someone is at the door and near the doorbell, but upon being activated, the camera recorded this.
Yep, this is the same one. Very same one. We've seen this, so I'm going to skip it. I hope you guys don't mind. Maybe I shouldn't because some of you might just now be here. Okay, I won't skip it. I'll wait. Oh, it's facing this way instead of this way. What just happened?
I was 9 years old when this happened. For whatever reason, I was home alone one night, so I was playing video games upstairs in my room. I wasn't allowed to answer the door to anyone when I was home alone. Whenever I was left alone, it wasn't for long. My mom would just be out grocery shopping or something like that. I was playing Metroid Prime on my GameCube. I used to be obsessed with that game. I heard the house phone downstairs start to ring. My mom always told me to pick up the phone if it rang, in case it was her calling. So I hurried downstairs, and by maybe the fourth ring, I picked up. The caller ID was from my mom's cell phone. She said, "Sweetie, can you come outside and help with the groceries?" I replied, "Mom?" She said back, "Yes." I felt like something sounded off with her voice. You obviously know your own mom's voice, and so even at such a young age, when I was questioning why it didn't sound like her, I said, "Why do you sound like that?" She replied, "Like what, sweetie?" And I hung up. My mom would never use the word sweetie like that, especially twice in a matter of seconds.
Yes.
The phone rang again, and my mom's number came up on the caller ID again. I ignored it. For some reason, my heart was racing. I was nervous. I sat in the kitchen, waiting to see if the phone would ring a third time, and it did. It took a couple minutes before the third ringing, but when I checked the caller ID, this time it was a different number. I picked up, and a man's voice on the other end said, "Hey James, I know this is gonna sound weird, but it's your dad. I'm outside." All I could mutter out was a weak, "What?" The man said, "I'm outside. I have a lot to explain." I hung up right then and there. My suspicion was in fact true that the first voice I heard was not my mom's. The phone rang again, and then again after that. I ignored it each time. I couldn't even call my mom because someone clearly had her phone. Then things took a turn for the worse when there were knocks at the front door. This went from a "someone has my mom's phone" situation to a "someone is outside the house" situation. My mom would not be knocking on the door. She'd have a key, obviously. I peered around the wall of the kitchen to look at the front door. I heard a man's muffled voice on the other side saying my name. He was saying, "It's your dad." He rang the doorbell, and then I heard him start attempting to open the door. I did something that no 9-year-old should ever have to do, and that was grabbing the phone and calling 911. The 911 operator asked me what I imagined to be some pretty standard questions. Most importantly, telling me to wait in a bathroom or other room with a lockable door until the police get there. The bathroom is on the first floor of the house. I hid in there with the lights off. Whoever was outside came to the window and tried pulling it open. I heard their entire struggle. Then they must have moved to the next window. I think they tried every window and door in the house. If anything were to have been unlocked, this story would have had a very different outcome. They must have given up at some point before the police arrived. And I say they because clearly there were two people involved in this, a man and a woman. They both could have been out there for all I know. The operator told me that the police are at the front door now and it's safe to go meet them there. Only when I opened the door to the police was when I hung up the phone. They did a quick investigation inside and outside of the house and asked me where my mom was supposed to be and if my mom knew anyone who might want to hurt us. I'm sure I said I thought she was grocery shopping or something, and not that I know of. My mom returned home with my little sister in a panic when she saw the police cars out front. My mom's phone was stolen, which was already clear. I'm sure that our address, home phone number, and other personal information was stored somewhere on the phone, easily accessible, though how they knew my name, I'm not exactly sure. Something on my mom's phone must have given it away. It was an old Nokia flip phone. Who stole it was a mystery. But my mom's phone background was a picture of her with my little sister and I. This could have been an indication to some disgusting, creepy couple out there that the owner of this phone was a single mom with 2 young kids, and they tried to use that as a way of tricking me into leaving the house, which is absolutely disgusting and horrific. The phone must have been destroyed after the failed attempts at trying to lure me outside. Things were a little different after this. My mom wouldn't leave me alone anymore at night. Not until I was a few years older, at least.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. What's happening with the lights? Because I'm looking
the lights are
hallway, and I can't see, like, I literally see nothing.
The lights are off right now. Oh, it just moved. It just moved.
No, it did not.
It just moved. It just moved.
I just heard a weird fucking noise. Please don't tell me that as you said that.
Dude, it just moved.
Security. I just want to talk. Security. I love this building. This building's so cool.
Did you throw that?
Throw what, dude? I just heard something.
Something just threw across the room.
Oh yeah.
What?
Dude, something just.
I'm outside the door. I don't have access to that unit.
I don't even think I got it on video. My phone was just angled up, but something just got thrown at the window.
Security. Please open the door. I know you're in there.
Something just got thrown again.
No way, dude.
Yeah, wait, dude.
I'm out.
And look at those 2 things right there. Those 2
I'll be
cardboard
down in a minute.
cutouts.
Does anything look broken? Like glass? Security, I know you're in there. What was that?
So there's like 2 mannequins wrapped up in something. Those are not
Is that
people
like a fire alarm or something?
entities. They're not living.
No, dude, it was a
They're just
squeak
standing
noise.
there.
Like something just moved behind me.
Doesn't make sense.
A band in Russia have caught something strange on camera, showing we are sharing this world with non-human beings. This very strange video was recorded at a banquet hall during a private party in Russia. The party had been... A band in Russia have caught something strange on camera, showing we are sharing this world with non-human beings. This very strange video was recorded at a banquet hall during a private party in Russia. The party had been attended by supermodels, politicians, billionaires. Basically, some of the most rich and powerful people in Russia. Popular Russian musician Sergei Narov and his band Ruble were hired to play at the event. During the event, a short power outage happened at the banquet, and the lights quickly went out. This is what the band had seen.
Oh no.
For some reason, most of the people who were in the hall began to shine light with their eyes.
Как выступление, но что-то случилось со светом. Прекрасный момент, он просто погас. Почему-то у большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно такого серьезного полета, стали светиться глаза.
Ужасно. Страшно, потому что свет погас, и вдруг эти глаза светящиеся.
There's 3 I saw. And okay, so if you don't know, you don't know, but pupils that glow are predators. and peoples that don't aren't. So when I go out to look for raccoons, skunks, a fox, I look for reflective eyeballs because they will always look at you, and that'll help you to see like where the crack they are. Chickens' eyes won't. They won't. I want to say even dogs, like my dogs doesn't, but I don't know, because dogs are predators, but not as much as cats and skunks and raccoons and fox. Predators. Yes, we see. We see.
This man turned his son into a doll. Here is the true story of Charlie McCarthy. McCarthy was a famous ventriloquist in the 1920s, known for his own show. But there was something strange about his dummies, especially one named Edgar. Edgar had a unique appearance that made it impossible to look away. He had very realistic hands, an extremely expressive mouth, creepy eyes, and he was also Charlie's largest dummy. What made this situation even stranger was that Charlie never let anyone get close.
Isn't this the same puppet from Goosebumps? Oh my gosh, what is his name? I can't remember. Same guy, right?
To his dummy. He was the only one allowed to touch it and keep it locked in his chest. What comes next will terrify you, but don't forget that I can only protect my followers who have commented with their first name. One night, after a performance, Charlie McCarthy was found lifeless in his dressing room. Beside him lay his beloved dummy, wearing a faint smile. When the police examined Edgar, they made a horrifying discovery. Behind the mask was the lifeless body of a child, later identified as Charlie McCarthy's son. Share this video with everyone you want me to protect.
One of the scariest stories that I've ever heard is about a man named Scott Chance who mysteriously disappeared along with his two neighbors back in 2015. The story itself is already so scary, but to me what makes this so terrifying is the 911 call from that night that was released. I'll play it for you in a second, but essentially for a little backstory, on December 9th, 2015, Scott called the Los Angeles Police Department because he could see someone breaking into his neighbor's house across the street. The neighbor left town for a week and had given Scott a spare key because he was expecting a package and wanted Scott to grab it for him. So the house was supposed to be empty, but in the shadows that night, Scott could see someone moving around inside the house. So while Scott is on the phone with the police, he's describing what he's seeing, which appears to be a man dressed in all black. But now that man walks out of the house and breaks into the next door neighbor's house as well. That house belongs to a woman named Susan Greer, and she is home, so Scott's begging the operator for help. But the operator explains that there was a huge accident nearby, like a massive pileup, so all of the available units are preoccupied with that. The operator says that they're expected to arrive in 15 minutes and to just stay quiet, keep the lights off, and lock the doors if they aren't already. So Scott keeps watching even though he's freaked out, but then he sees that there are multiple people breaking into his neighbor's houses, not just one person. He then sees someone break into the house next to Susan's, and that house is owned by a man named Cole Hart. Scott explains in the call that he can hear them, but he can't understand them. Like, it doesn't sound like English, but also that it sounds like they're chanting, and you can actually hear this in the background of the 911 call.
You're hearing this voice? It's coming from there. You're right. It doesn't sound like English. Sounds like chanting, doesn't it? Like in a church or something. Just listen. Be quiet and listen.
What kind of church?
This is very peculiar. Something very strange is going on here.
But then one of the men sees Scott, so the operator tells him to grab a weapon and hide, and he's kind of walking him through what to do if they were to find him. Before the call disconnects, you can hear them breaking into Scott's house and kicking down the door to where he's hiding. And what makes this 911 call so terrifying are Scott's final words. He kept saying, "They're not people," over and over again, and then the call ends. Just listen.
They're here. Scott, stay quiet. Don't speak. I need help, please. Don't speak. You need to stay quiet. I need help. Stop. Stop. Be quiet. They'll hear you.
Hi,
to me.
Scott.
They're not people. What? Scott, what did you just say? They're not people. What? They're not people. They're not people. Scott, what's going on? They're not people. Scott? They're not people.
Police ended up arriving to Scott's house just 5 minutes later, but he was nowhere to be found. In fact, all of the houses mentioned in that call were found vacant. No bodies, just gone. The only pieces of evidence left behind were these 3 photos that surfaced after the incident. They were taken at Scott's house after he disappeared, and it really looks like blood. Scott Chance, Susan Greer, and Cole Hart have never been found, and to this day, whatever happened to them that night remains a mystery.
Let's talk about one of the creepiest videos out on TikTok right now, school balloon video. But before I show you the video, let's get a couple things out of the way. So I found this video because you guys kept tagging me in it, but before I could even get to the video, the actual poster of this video has gone private. So you can't even see the original video anymore unless you follow him and he accepts your follow request. But fortunately, one of you guys saved the video and sent it to me, so thank you. So in the video, Ski Boy states that he works as a janitor at this school that was built on top of a cemetery.
I usually don't record while I'm on the job. But this is freaking me out. It's sort of unreal. I'm here at work. I'm here in the janitor's closet. Yeah, let me just show you guys. Just to, I don't know, let you guys know this school was built on a cemetery.
Guys, is this the one?
Then proceeds to walk to this classroom that's filled with balloons.
Until tonight,
yes, it is.
I was in here cleaning up after some students had thrown a party.
However, it is when he reaches this balloon that something really creepy starts happening, and this happens.
What's been freaking me out is this one right here.
Yeah.
No matter where I'm at in the classroom or what I decide to do, it just follows me. And do your thing, you stupid balloon.
Doing your thing.
Got you on camera now, so let's just see? That right there. Shit.
Yeah, I would have clocked out and left already, or just left and then clocked out later. Been like, I'm sorry, this crazy-ish happened, and so, yeah, I didn't clock out then. I just had to leave, and I was clocking in now.
Ooh, okay.
There we go. Yes.
See, no. It just follows me no matter what.
Ooh. I mean, did you see that?
No, I can't.
So as you see the balloon following him, you can see a dark shadow running in the background. But listen, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like, do you guys think that ghosts can move random objects like that? Because me personally, I kind of do. But that's just me because of my experiences. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know.
The most terrifying hiking trail in the United States is located in Tennessee, in the Appalachia, a place called the Norton Creek Trail. Now, the Norton Creek Trail is about an hour from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Do you guys know Vinny Vineyard and Luke Wolka? Big and Funky Productions, Spearfinger. It's one of their movies they made.
And probably about 20 minutes from Gatlinburg. Now, this trail goes through the Smoky Mountain National Park. And this area has the highest concentration of old pioneer cemeteries and abandoned homesteads that you can actually visit. This area is known for ghostly apparitions, orbs, people disappearing. There is a famous story about a pioneer settler who went looking for his missing daughter on this trail and actually was found unalived. Now, the creepiest legend, though, in this area is that of Spearfinger. Now, Spearfinger is this old Cherokee legend that there is this witch who they described as being sometimes 40 feet tall, having skin like rocks, and this long, sharp finger that is shaped like a spear. And the creepy thing about Spearfinger is that she could shapeshift. She could be anyone, your auntie, your cousin, your best friend. And she could be walking right behind you. You turn around and she sticks her long spear finger into your back, rips out your liver, and eats it. Now, this story comes from this same general area. There was this woman who said when she was a young girl, her and her brothers and sisters, they lived in this small shack in the Appalachian Mountains. And she said, they were very poor. So this house was, not that big. They all shared a bedroom. And they said their father had to leave them alone for a couple days. So their auntie came to stay with them. So they said, one night they're hanging out with our auntie and they're joking, they're having a good time. When all of a sudden, they said the air just got stale. And they could feel almost like a cold breeze blowing into the house. And they said the dogs started to freak out and bark and go crazy, like someone was outside.
And they pissed themselves.
The auntie got really, really nervous and really scared.
They do.
She takes the kids and they all go up into this attic where the father had made kind of like a safe area for them to hide if anything were to ever happen. So they're all sitting up in the attic. And there's, this tiny little hole that they could see down into, the downstairs. And they said all of a sudden, the door opened up, and they said in walked this little old lady, and they said she just kind of was touching everything around their house. And she said all of a sudden this old woman started saying, "Come out, children, come out, I got something for you, come down here, I want to tell you a story." And she started acting like she was this concerning old woman who wanted to give the kids stories and candy. And so the kids started to say to the auntie, like, "Can we go down there? Can we see her? Can we see her?" And she's, "Quiet, just be quiet." And the more they resisted, the more this woman was like, "Come down here, kids, come down here. I got something for you. Like, I have some toys." And, they're like, "Oh my goodness, we don't have no toys. Like, we should go down there. We should go down there." And the auntie's like, no, fighting with them, saying like, "You have to stay up here in the attic." And so they said all of a sudden, the woman kind of disappeared out of.
What?
The most terrifying hiking trail in the United States is located in Tennessee, in the Appalachia, a place called the Norton Creek Trail. Now, the Norton Creek Trail is about an hour from Knoxville, Tennessee, and probably about 20 minutes from Gatlinburg. Now, this...
Hopefully I can get back to where we were. If not, it'll be the end of us.
Started to grow and grow, and it was hitting them. And so the auntie brings them down from the attic. And she said the next day when her auntie went outside, all of their animals that they had out there were like mutilated, torn apart. And she said to this day, she is afraid to go out in the woods in this area.
That is so sad. You guys. Well, dang it. That was super spooky. And that guy, I love what he's doing out there in the world today. Guess what? That's right. That's what that means. It means it's time for us to say goodbye to our company. Oh my goodness. Just remember to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight on the Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Thank you to all of my friends on our Paradox Media's Facebook, Spreaker, TikTok, basically anywhere you listen or keep up with our posts, etc., etc. It's so amazing to have you. Thank you for hanging out, for your energy, etc., etc. Tomorrow night, we're going to do story time with me, TessaTNT, and hopefully I have the book that I put in. Hold on. It did come in, then we lost it. Hopefully it's back by then. If not, we'll get into something else. Don't forget, you guys, we're all in this together. Together, we can make the world a bit better. And together, my friends, we are Paradox Media, because without you, there is no us. Those if you have the means, ability, or drive, or initiative, if you believe in what I'm doing here and you enjoy it, or you just like hanging out with me, please help me out by slinging or flinging any greens, beans, or even change my way to P.O. Box 663, Bayfield, Colorado 81122, Cash App at $TessaTNT, PayPal at TessaTNT, and Venmo at Tessa-Thomas-Peterson. 9911 Light. Take care of my ears, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend.